Welcome back into Fits the Bill, rolling right along on this Monday, August 11th morning. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, Allen alongside, and we are beginning our 8:04 high school football previews, and we're starting it with Benedictine. Head coach Kurt von Bargen joining us on this Monday morning. Coach, thank you so much for taking some time out of your, what I believe is probably a hectic preseason journey to week one on this Monday morning with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be out here. We've had a good training camp and look forward to talking some Benedictine football.
Yeah, of course. So just kind of start there. How has this preseason practice been going? How has everything been shaken up in your first year as the head coach at Benedictine?
It's been good. A lot of competition. We feel good about our numbers and our depth in a lot of spots. We've had a competitive 2 weeks of training camp going on week 3. Had a great scrimmage last Thursday. Glen Allen and TJ, who are great teams, great coaches, and really got a chance to evaluate some of the positions where we want to see some guys step up. And we'll get a chance for another evaluation of guys this Thursday when we scrimmage LC Burke their place.
That sounds like a lot of great practices going on, some scrimmages going on. What are you keeping an eye on when you're seeing your guys go up against these scrimmages?
You really look for – I look at scrimmages are never a scheme thing. We're just calling base plays. We want to see guys run to the ball, be violent, block, tackle, and who steps up in those critical situations and who wins one-on-one matchups. I told the guys kind of the focus of training camp. We started camp July 29th, had inter-squad scrimmage that first Saturday. Every day, every scrimmage and evaluation. So we start with a big pool of 120 guys in the roster and keep narrowing that pool down each week, every scrimmage, to see who we're going to work with. You know, in terms of who can be in different roles, who can play teams, side of ball, starters, backups, that kind of stuff. You really just look for who can just block, tackle, be competitive, and be tough out there.
Head coach of Benedictine, Kurt von Bargen, joining us on this Monday morning. Coach, Gregg Lilly retires. What has that process been like since taking over for the longtime coach?
It's been good. And that's where Gregg is really, he's a military guy, so he understands change of command and those things. So I'm grateful. In the last probably 2 years, we talked about this, and the preparation that he put me through, it was invaluable, to where he would either give me little responsibility along the way, like, hey, Kurt, handle this, and I would just take it and ask him questions, or even things that I didn't necessarily take the reins on. He would call me in his office, and he would always talk me through his thought process about things, why he did things, and that's made it easier than what it could have been. But there's still obstacles that come up. There's still things that come up. But luckily for me, Gregg is so supportive. I talk to him daily. And any questions I have, I'm knocking on his door, shooting a text, giving a phone call.
So is that kind of one of the reasons you decided to come back to Benedictine? What was it, in 2022? You've had coaching stops like everywhere in college, in the college ranks, D2, D3, FCS, FBS, Power 5. Was that kind of known that you were potentially taking over the reins for Gregg Lilly when you decided to come back in 22?
We had talked about it. Now, I told Gregg, so I made the decision to come back during COVID. During COVID, I think like everybody else, everything changed. Once March hit, you have your routine in college. You have your season, you recruit, winter workouts, spring ball recruits, summer camps, July off. That's your routine. Once I got out of my routine, I was like, what is this? I was in Maine. I was enjoying golfing, doing those things, still working there. I made the decision then to come back. And I called Gregg and Dell Smith, who I've known Dell since I'm an 04 alum. So it's always been in the back of my mind. And what Gregg has done here and the respect people have for the program at a college level and across the football landscape is so big. But I was kind of dead set on being in college until COVID. And I started exploring different high school jobs, different areas. I had connections in Florida, New England prep schools, and it just made the most sense to come back here. When I came back in 22, I had told Gregg I was still unsure what I wanted to do professionally, So be careful giving me too much responsibility because I'm still trying to see where I want to be, what I want to do. And that 22 season, just seeing how Gregg and the staff operated, the support from the school, I said, you know what, this is the place where I want to be my last job. And then after that fall season, Coach asked me to run the offense, and that's really when the ball got rolling. After that 22 season, me and Gregg had sat down and had that conversation about my goals professionally. And that big part of that was, it's important here. It's important to our kids. It's important to the community and the school.
That's awesome. Benedictine head coach Kurt von Bargen joining us. And now everything has gone through. You've taken over the reins, and now you have started those practices. Have there been any standouts early on in practice for y'all?
Yeah, we return a good group of guys. You have the obvious. Like at quarterback, Carson Lambert's got a great command of the offense. He was very good last year, and just a command of the offense where the guys rally around him. And he's one that stepped up and really taking his game to the next level and really just run the big picture for the guys, getting some new skill kids lined up. And then defensively, a kid like Caleb Sandys had a really good training camp. We've moved around a bunch, slot receiver, nickel, safety, corner, and he's really had a good training camp so far. Another kid, Malachi Mingo, he's a rising junior, a really great offseason, and that's turning into a good training camp as well.
So what can we expect from your team this season? Kind of what is your style of play? Will it be what we have come to expect from Benedictine, or will it change up a little bit?
I think big picture, it should stay the same. Now, you might change what you do schematically and where guys are, but I've always believed big picture with your tempo, spread, whatever you might be, odd, even front, you want to be great on defense, stop the run the ball great on teams. And everything we do will never sacrifice that. Now, we want to spread the field, force teams to be sound, but you can't sacrifice those principles, okay? Then beyond football, we want a product that our community's proud of, where we have tough kids, competitive kids that enjoy playing for each other, and that ultimately are an extension of the school and the community. And that's something that's very important for me.
So when you look at this first season, what are your expectations for this team in year one?
Yeah, so the same thing I told the guys July 29th. Get better every day. And it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. You saw it last year. We came out the first game at St. Michael's, didn't play well, had a sloppy brand of football out there, and we kind of got punched in the mouth a little bit. But we just got better and improved every single week. And understanding what the end goal is, so just focus on the now, get better each week, be a great teammate, tough and accountable. And once you do that, I truly believe this, and our kids are on board as well, as the results take care of itself. If you get better each week, we'll end up in the place you want to be.
Benedictine head coach Kurt von Bargen joining us. Coach, you got Matoaka week 1 on your schedule. What was the thought process in putting Matoaka there on your schedule to open up the season?
Well, one thing, I don't know if it's been posted. We actually play St. Michael's August 28th. So we'll play them on a Thursday to open up, and St. Michael's is a big challenge for us the first game. And as for Matoaka, it's always good to play local teams, and they're an outstanding team. They've been outstanding. They've had some great players come through there, and we're always looking to play those local Richmond teams are big for us. And getting a great Friday Night Lights competitive environment is going to be good for our kids.
Sounds like a blast. Coach, thank you so much for taking some time out of your Monday morning. Have a great last bit of training camp as you guys get set for that August 28th showdown against St. Michael's.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
There goes Kurt von Bargen, first-year head coach of Benedictine, as they look to keep things rolling. Gregg Lilly retired this offseason, and Kurt von Bargen took over for them. He's been an offensive coordinator since 23. He's been on the staff since 2022. An alum of the program as well, has had coaching stops at the Division III, Division II, FCS, FBS, Power 5, really every stop along the college route. He has done it, and now he's looking to take over his alma mater and keep that success rolling. Open up the season August 28th against St. Michael's. Then they play a showdown with Matoaka the next week, and excited to see what Benedictine does this year.